Welcome again to the Great Mississauga Video Contest, and I'm pleased to have a winner of the program. But before I go on, I'd like to just say we've just seen Anita St. Denis' film called Tableau, and she won the student category. And just a couple of comments. It's a very interesting kind of experimental film, I think, that uses the kind of images that are probably more of a poetic nature, and it's a kind of film that obviously doesn't have one meaning but several levels of meaning, and probably you'll take away whatever meaning or how you related that film in your own way. Okay, it's my pleasure to welcome the winner of the category. As I understand it, it's under 18. Is it under 18? And his name is Stephen Galler. Welcome to the program at Cable 10. Okay, the film that you have made, of course, is an interesting title. What's the title?
Oh, well, the title is The Intrepid Evil Head from the Depths of Hell.
Right. Interesting, long title.
Yes.
Because it will fit on the screen. However, from that, we can assume that somehow, without giving away the film completely, that it is a mystery, horror, adventure kind of film. Okay, let's talk a little bit about how, first of all, how you got involved in filmmaking. I'll go back a little. We won't talk about the film for the moment. We'll come back to that. But how did you get involved in filmmaking?
Well, it started when I was in grade 7, and the teacher told the class that we'd be making films as a part of the course.
Right.
And that sort of struck me as a really neat idea, because I've always seen movies, but then to really make them yourself, which was pretty interesting to me. So I sort of asked my mom and dad if they'd get me a camera, so that would further my studies in film.
I mean, actually, father gave you a camera and you used it?
Yeah, for Christmas. I started into it right from there.
Right.
When the teacher told us. I found out after, when we were in the class, that we wouldn't get a chance to make the films, and I was rather discouraged. But I had my camera, and I decided, well, why not go and make one yourself? So then I took mine home and started making little films. My first film was a copy of Star Wars, cheap Star Wars, that's what I called it. And then I started making other movies, ones that I tried to create myself instead of copying, because that's what everybody said. Why don't you, instead of copying everything, why don't you try and make one yourself?
But copying sometimes is a good way to learn.
Yeah, it is.
Techniques. I mean, I think we underrate that, but we see movies and emulate good forms of those movies. I think we can learn from it. So that's a good idea.
And you learn a lot, too. Yeah. That's what's good about it. So then I started writing my own scripts. That was, a big building block, because then you really get into the aspect of filmmaking.
Right.
So you create shots, and you're actually creating a film as a whole. So I started making films that way, and I made some experimental films, and I was trying to get a script completed and the film shot, but it never really came together because I didn't have too many actors, and sets were hard to build.
Yeah, I guess that's a basic problem, isn't it? Getting people that fit into the roles that you have in mind and have the time and the inclination to want to be part of it. But you also mentioned, come back to it, you mentioned the whole idea of scripts. How important do you see scripts in terms of a film? I mean, I know in terms of a film being a good film.
Well, I think if the script is, rather interesting, then I think you've really got a good chance to do a lot of visuals, and you can really create something that's, in itself a whole. That's, its own being, because the script is, if it's a good story, then you've really got a good film on your hands.
Well, you got the right idea. It's so important that you have a good story to tell, and if you have that, then the chances of it being a good film are enhanced, even if you do have a few problems. Essentially, the story still stands up well. Sorry, you were mentioning the whole area of getting involved in. Oh yes, we're talking about the whole idea of casting and getting people together and bringing us, because it is really a group art. And
yeah, it's really hard.
So many people, doesn't it?
It's hard to coordinate everybody to come. You have to ask and, come on, please. You have to keep on coaching people to come and keep on being in the film, and that's one of the hardest things, because after a while people lose interest, and there's your whole film you've made. You're halfway in a film, and then everybody starts to drop off.
Yes, I'm sure that even the larger productions have that problem.
Yes.
Obviously, that's why they insure their actors and actresses so they can get through a film. A variety of things can happen over the course of a film, but you're right. It's a fact of getting commitment and making sure people are going to stay with you all the way through, through the project. What, in terms of somebody fairly young getting started in film or in video, what would you recommend? What sort of things would you suggest to them in terms of their being able to learn the craft and learn what you've learned so far in your...
Well, I read not too many books. I started just with stop motion animation is always a building block. You know,
Right.
you start there and then you go to live action, which is, you know, also a good part of the filmmaking. With the animation, it's a lot easier because you don't need a lot of people. It's all yourself and you're creating the ideas, and then you start to expand all your values and you start, you know, arranging things more on a larger scale.
Right.
And that would help, I think, young people. The way I started was a good way to start, but they'd have a better chance of starting if they got together with groups that were, you know, in like making those types of films and things like that, like little clubs.
Little clubs, yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have many, like for instance, you're a filmmaker, you live in Mississauga,
Yeah.
obviously. Are there any clubs of that nature that somebody can join or they get together and make films? Or?
Well, I always read about them, but there isn't too many available, you know, a couple of years ago. But I'm sure now, like, it's expanding, like the film is revolutionizing.
Right.
You know, it's, you know, coming into its own. And film is getting more available to everybody. Now with the introduction of video,
Right.
you know, it's even easier, but with the film, the clubs are still far and few between.
Yeah,
No,
no, I think we need them, and it's interesting. There's while we're talking about this today, this may interest someone in getting something started because there is a need for, especially young people, to come together in a sort of cooperative way and share ideas. This country, in other words, is looking towards having filmmakers in this industry that's fairly young, and we need the talent like yours and many others. I'm interested to know what you're influenced by in terms of films or directors, or is there any, you know, has anybody influenced you a great deal to want to get into film?
Well,
if you think about it.
Well, it started with Star Wars.
Right.
That inspired, you know, it really, wow, that's really neat stuff to do. And I started with wanting to do model building, you know, for making the ships and stuff, and I thought that was really great.
This is for the special effects stuff.
The special effects,
you're right.
you know, area of the film. But then I found out that to really get your own ideas, you have to, you know, switch that type of job and become a director or a producer to get your ideas. And that's how I changed my aspect towards film, from the special effects and things like that to the, you know, the production side, the real strong.
Right. And you use special effects, of course, in this film, and you know and maybe at this point it would be a good time to introduce your film and congratulate you again in terms of your film. But let's maybe if you want to just hold up that sign as by way of introduction, and maybe we can read it. The title of the film that Stephen has made is "The Intrepid Evil Head from the Depths of Hell."
my God, ahead. Uh-oh. Finish your artwork in the basement, John. The facts are simple between artist What Well, but it was here. I don't understand it.
Well, I don't see anything.
Well, it was here. Come on, I'll show you.
Well, there's nothing going on around here.
I don't believe it. There was something here, I'm telling you. Right over here, there was a head on this table.
I don't see anything.
But it was here, I'm telling you. There's blood on my hand. It's gone.
Blood there now.
Oh, but it was here, I'm telling you. I don't believe it.
Goodbye.
Oh, wait, but don't go. Oh. John, wait.
Bye.
have just seen The Intrepid Evil Head from the Depths of Hell, directed and produced by Stephen Galler. And he was the winner, of course, of the one of the winners of the Great Mississauga Video Contest. We hope that you have enjoyed the films that we've seen, and you've enjoyed meeting the people who have won the contest this year. And we hope that there will be even more involvement next year in the Great Mississauga Video Contest. Goodbye for this year. My name is Bob Hookey.